Omaha's news leader. This is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.
Memorial Day, a day dedicated to mourning the men and women who gave their lives defending our country. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Bill Shamert. Originally meant to honor those who died in the Civil War, this holiday has grown since to federal holiday status and a nationwide day of remembrance. Today's Chronicle is dedicated to those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. It's more than 1 million men and women since the Revolutionary War. We'll first highlight the importance of remembering our fallen veterans before we take a closer look at how no soldier is being left behind, even those considered missing in action. And finally, we'll let you know about a couple of events where you can help honor America and its fallen veterans on this Memorial Day weekend. Nebraska and Iowa are no strangers to fallen soldiers. Iowa lost two heroes. Major Jeffrey O'Brien and Sergeant Declan Cody were both killed in a drone strike on March 1st of this year in Kuwait. Here in Nebraska, Master Sergeant Noah Tegens died in that same drone strike. And a few years ago, Corporal Daegan Page died on August 16th of 2021 during an evacuation mission in Kabul, Afghanistan, as Taliban forces advanced on the capital. Omaha's news leader covered both funerals as Master Sergeant Tegens was laid to rest here in Omaha back on March 28th. 1 week after his body was returned to Omaha in a dignified arrival, Corporal Daegan Page was brought back to Omaha in September of 2021 before being laid to rest a week later, September 17th. Page's memory is still being honored nearly 5 years after his passing by the Daegan Page Memorial Foundation. And I am joined now by board members of the Daegan Page Foundation, Wendy Adelson and Greg Page, parents of Corporal Daegan Page. Thanks for joining us on Chronicle this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It has been almost 5 years since you both got the news. How has Memorial Day changed for you since?
You always, in the past, thought you had a view of what Memorial Day stood for, what it meant, and there's always a little bit of a celebration in there as well. People enjoy the 3-day weekend. They have a good time doing it, and I think that's still there. We just now take a little more time to recognize, those that we have lost and make sure that we remember them as we're enjoying those times.
Wendy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I agree that we also still take time to enjoy the 3-day holiday and to have some celebration, and I think that's what Daegan and many of our fallen would still want us to do, right? To have festivities with friends and family. However, the days just look different. There's events to attend, tears are shed, there's sad moments along with the moments of joy.
For the other families who've lost loved ones serving overseas or here at home, what advice would you give to them if they're struggling on a holiday like this?
It's a tough process to go through, and everybody grieves a little bit differently. The process is tough for everybody, but our advice is always just, take time to remember them, share their stories, make sure that their name is being heard.
America is going to celebrate its 250th birthday, Wendy, coming up July 4th, right?
Yep.
Why do you think it is so important that we honor the men and women who've served our country and the ones who've paid the ultimate sacrifice?
Absolutely. I believe it's important because we have the freedoms we do today because of them making those sacrifices, whether it's sacrificing their time away from home to serve, whether it's the sacrifices their families have made while they have been serving, or if they've given the ultimate sacrifice. So it's just very important for us to all embrace, celebrate, and honor the freedoms that we have today.
Greg, do you think we as a country, as a community, do enough to do that?
I think we can always do better, especially when you start to look at the way we support our veteran community, the way we support those we've lost. I think there's a lot more to be done, and we continue to find gaps that are out there. But I think everybody is very receptive to the idea of we need to do better. There's things that we want to do. We want to give recognition, but I think we can always do better.
What's the support been like for you both over the last 5 years here in the Omaha community?
I think the support for us has been amazing, and I would say it spans across the country and sometimes across the globe. So I think the situation we were in was very highly publicized. It was a fairly large media event, and that in itself probably garnered a lot of the support, but I will say our local community has just surrounded us with grace, given us grace, and we are very grateful for that. I also hope that in turn, people see us pay that forward. That's really what keeps me going, keeps many of our family members going, is for us to be able to pay back the gratitude and the comfort that's been surrounding us for almost 5 years now.
I want to talk about your foundation in just a second, but you talked about the media frenzy of events like this that happened, and we saw the same thing in March. You know, that happens for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and then it kind of fizzles. What do you want people to know about what happens after all of the media attention?
Yeah, and that was one of the things that's kind of tough to go through, is you feel like maybe they're being lost a little bit in the moment, or that attention has gone away, and you want them to be remembered. But the thing I would say is families are still grieving through that process the entire time. Years later, it never ends. I mean, to this day, there's things that happen that all of a sudden you have memories that, you know, bring back those feelings just like it was day one.
Wendy, what is the Daegan Page Foundation?
The Daegan Page Foundation is not just a memorial to Daegan, but it is truly living that life that Daegan lived, right? It is being a friend to others, it is helping others, it is supporting our community and supporting the service members, and honoring those who have fallen.
So what kind of things do you do? Is it a lot of outreach?
Yeah, so when we first started the foundation, we were really looking for what are those gaps that are out there, so areas that other organizations aren't covering. And so we're looking for, how do we support veterans? How do we take gaps that are out there, fill those? So things like hardship requests, where, you know, we have veterans and loved ones out there who are struggling for different reasons, that need financial support. And there's a lot of places that won't help them just because of either, you know, what their current situation is financially, job-wise, whatever it may be. And we've been able to go in there and be able to help immediately in some of those cases, whether it's, you know, help with homes, whether it's help take care of car payments, whether it's help, you know, get them back on their feet to get a job. Things in the sporting environment, getting them some peer support where they're working together with other peers, as well as, you know, even some partnerships that we've made with, you know, workforce development, where they're going out and helping them get them into the trades, or some of the mental health support that we get through organizations. So it's really allowed us to give that direct support that maybe they can't find elsewhere.
Wendy, I imagine in starting this foundation and all of the work that you do and paying it forward, it's helped in your own grief process.
Absolutely. I think that one of the things that I often talk about is the grace and the gratitude. And those are things that just keep me going each day. And with the foundation, I feel that we can give that to others as well. And that just really is soul-filling. Greg mentioned our hardship programs, and currently those hardship programs are shut down. We had to take them down because we, so far already this year, we have already given out over $50,000 for those hardship programs. And so we're doing some fundraising right now to reopen those programs. They spanned about 22 months, and we've helped 100 individuals and given out about $115,000 in those 22 months. And when you read the stories of the applicants, you read their what's going on in their lives, maybe what's led to the situation that they're in, and then you realize that there are gaps that other agencies can't fill. It's very rewarding to be able to help those people and to keep doing that Daeway, the Daegan spirit, and helping others keep living the best they can every single day.
And still so much more that you want to do.
Absolutely.
If you're financially able. So how can people give back?
Yeah, so right now, if you take a look at our website or our Facebook, any of our social media pages, we do have a giving campaign. We have some matching funds right now. So every dollar that is given up to $5,000 right now is matched dollar for dollar between now and I believe June 1st. So absolutely check us out there. And all of those funds we are designating specifically to our hardship and emergency assistance funds.
Greg, we only have about 30 seconds left, but what do you want people to know on this Memorial Day?
Just as we said earlier, go out and enjoy the day, but remember the reason that we have it. But take that time and remember why we're having that day, remember what it stands for, and if you know any families that are affected, and make sure to reach out to them.
Wendy, Greg, thanks so much for joining us on Chronicle today.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Still ahead on KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle, a veteran looks to honor others by traveling across America. Plus, after 80 years, family can finally lay their fallen veterans to rest. The effort to make it happen.